is Poppycock if I've ever heard it.
Dude.
Straight Poppycock.
I just want to drop a quick Poppycock real quick, but Poppycock.
Yeah. Kidding me?
Definitely
That
Poppycock.
is for tips.
Yeah, but during an alien invasion, please.
$2.13 an hour, and she's trying to pay taxes on that. That's Poppycock.
Poppycock. All the way.
That's all the way Poppycock.
Yeah.
Are we live?
We're getting
I'm
there.
gonna start that over.
Okay, I was about to say that would have been a cool way to start the show.
We can keep it. We can just keep it rolling.
Let's let it go.
Hey.
Let's let it go.
We're gonna be large.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, motherfuckers, to another episode of Real Poppycock. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Ed.
This is Trevor.
And this is KC.
And
In a hat.
In a hat. It's KC in a hat. I got a hat, but I ain't got on the hat because I ain't down with that. But today we're going to be discussing the 1994 Rusty Cundieff film, Fear of a Black Hat, which is absolutely excellent, by the way. Good choice. This is KC's choice.
Thank you.
I'm actually excited to talk about this one. As we continue our look at Black filmmakers for Black History Month, this is one, that KC brought to us. Directed by Rusty Cundieff. You know, so I tell you, I tell you what, I knew who he was. I knew he was a director. I knew some of the stuff that he did, but I was absolutely oblivious to this particular film.
As was I.
Didn't even know it existed. And I'm so glad that you brought it to our attention and that we're going to be discussing it today. So we're going to get right up into it, enough with the pleasantries, and we're going to go ahead and let Trevor give us the real basic facts on Fear of a Black Hat.
Thank you, Ed.
Yes.
And thank you, KC. As Ed said, this was a great choice, and this is going to be a fun one. So we have Fear of a Black Hat, which was released on June 3rd, 1994, although 18 months earlier it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, which is actually January of 93.
It's crazy.
So we have a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes, and then produced on a budget of $999,999.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna let you get into it, but
99
I'm
cents.
curious, do you have any information on as to why it got such a late release after its premiere at Sundance?
I don't know. We can look at maybe
Okay.
some of the things that are happening in real life that this movie comments on. So Rodney King was not long before this, because they certainly talk about that in the movie, which then does this cross over into OJ territory, and maybe it's just because CB4 was not too much longer before this, but
They maybe held the release just to kind of break it up or something. Interesting.
But from everything that I researched, it was very successful in the festival circuit. It was often relegated to like a midnight showing, but it would then sell out that midnight showing. And it was pretty much from the bat pretty well critically received. But then, as we will learn, box office of just about 234,000. So we're looking at about a quarter of the budget made back through the box office. Now, again, this was 93, 94. So by 2026, through home video sales and rentals and maybe midnight movie screenings, hopefully Rusty's come out on top of this one. But
I feel like this is VHS time. This is definitely. I feel like that's how I saw this. Probably was like somebody had the tape, and it's just on at a sleepover. So I can't even remember how old
that was going to be my question: was how long has that been in your life?
For long enough that we were still having VHS players sitting in the living room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 25, maybe even 30.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it was on
bag.
DVDs and stuff too. I guess, but honestly, it's a little hard to find. Hard to find sometimes.
But at least for our viewers and listeners at home, currently, Fear of a Black Hat is free on Prime and also on Tubi. So you don't even got to pay.
Not sponsored, but Tubi.
And that's just the shit where it's like, fuck Jeff Bezos and fuck all that shit. But we're all humans that like to watch entertainment, and it's nice to have the stuff available for us that we're talking about.
Yes.
So what's up? Yeah. It's nice to, and I feel like that's something I thought about when I wanted to bring this film to y'all. Is something that I knew was going to be easy to find and hard to forget. That was kind of my goal.
Great way to put it.
And also I wanted to cover some ground for some films that we haven't done before. We haven't done any documentaries. We haven't done any musicals. We haven't done any mockumentaries or anything like that. And I was like, oh, this will kind of cover all this. Because it is, as much as of a 90s film can be, it's definitely a bit of a musical too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
pushes the story along.
Yeah, like I will agree to disagree with y'all on what classifies a movie as a musical.
Because we have had this discussion before where then, like, I was always under the assumption that Blues Brothers was a musical, but then under certain definitions, it's not in the same way because it's not necessarily randomly breaking out in song. It's more like the song happens within the context of the events of the movie.
Yeah, it's diegetic. Well, yeah. But then, like, there's something like The Music Man where it's like, is this always are we telling the story through song, too?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I think we do have the pretty... It's not like a secret that Rusty Cundieff was somewhat looking to This Is Spinal Tap as inspiration and giving the same mockumentary treatment towards hip-hop music. And while we did talk about CB4, I do think that the release of Fear of a Black Planet, at least in the festival circuit, was before CB4 was released in the
Fear of a
nationwide...
Black Hat or Fear of a Black Planet?
Fear of a Black Hat.
We'll get to that, too.
Yeah, because those both, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But we are talking about Rusty Cundieff or Rusty Cundieff. We might go back and forth on that. We don't know the exact pronunciation. But Rusty, who also stars as N.W.H member Ice Cold in this movie, Rusty was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which makes this, at minimum, the third film Real Poppycock has covered by Pittsburgh directors. Can my co-host name the other two?
Well, Romero is one of them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Talking about from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we talked about Pittsburgh extensively on maybe not as much the Dawn of the Dead Romero episode, but on one others, and actually it was a Casey pick.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
just last season.
I don't really think about where a person's from or anything,
Yeah. That
Oh,
would be...
it's that fucker from Effects.
Yep, you got it.
Oh,
You
right,
got it.
Yeah. I can't remember his
And
name.
we know
Savini?
Savini's
Is it
name,
Savini?
but that wasn't the director. And
Yeah.
honestly, I couldn't, unless I went back and looked it up. I don't remember the director.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I just know he was a friend of Romero's. And
Yep.
he's actually the zombie that got stabbed in the ear with
Yeah.
the screwdriver. He played that zombie.
Screwdriver ear.
Yeah. And Dawn of the Dead, but yes.
Well done.
Great
done.
episodes. Yeah.
So Rusty attended USC, University of Southern California, and took some film school classes around the exact time that last week's director was there, John Singleton.
Look at that. Look at that. Synergy.
Synergy. Outside of movies that Cundieff has directed, one of his acting roles was Big Brother Chucky in the 1988 Spike Lee joint School Days. But today we will focus on Rusty's writing and directing career. So after directing a Neil Young and Crazy Horse music video in 1990, Fear of a Black Hat is Cundiff's first directing credit. He followed that up with Tales from the Hood in 95 and Sprung in 97. Which, Ed, you're a fan of that one?
I'm a fan of it. It's pretty silly. It's nothing that should be taken too seriously. It is a comedy. But Rusty did a good job on it. It's well done. It's well done.
So then, and moving to the first slide
Camp.
here,
Yeah.
but the most well-known work from Cundieff, that is going to be as the director on Chappelle's Show. And Rusty directed 25 episodes of Chappelle's Show. Bulk of the series, dude.
Bulk of the series.
Not exactly a lightweight.
Yeah.
And I
What
think there
is
were...
Susan Sarandon doing at this set? Like, what is going on here? I got questions.
I thought
think
she was
this
dating
might
Chappelle,
be,
right?
I think this might be from season 3, which I've seen every episode of the first 2 seasons, like, more than I can remember. But season 3 was when they tried to do some stuff afterwards using clips that had already been shot, and then having, like, Donald Rawlings and Charlie Murphy fill in some of the gaps.
Okay.
Because I don't remember Susan Sarandon being in either of the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But there were only a total of 29 episodes. So if Rusty directed 25 of them, that's definitely the majority of what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And so before we move on to the rest of the cast, I would like to share a quote from Rusty Cundieff himself. So, what I truly love is socially oriented comedy. Film, television, music, literature, art. Every one of these media are constantly shaping and forming our values, priorities, and philosophies. All media has a message, and an artist that does not respect this truth is like a fool with a loaded Uzi, just firing bullets for fun without regard for the consequences of their actions.
Yeah, okay.
Just spray
No.
the area. But yeah, that's solid shit.
That's
man,
very
'cause
solid.
It's to not acknowledge that once you're creative that way, that that's
Yeah.
a certain level of responsibility.
Yeah.
And between this movie and what we could assume would be the bulk of the Chappelle show, shit's hilarious,
Shaping
but
some shit.
it doesn't take that discerning of an eye to see that there's also a message behind a lot of this. And I think that a lot of people, especially a fucking white boy like myself, can learn a lot without necessarily feeling like they're being scolded, because sometimes scolding is deserved, but this is done in a comical way that's like an easy way to start to understand some of the culture that, a lot of people just don't want to take the time to try to understand. And let me tell you, when you hang out with people who may not look exactly like you in every different capacity of the world, your world will open up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's not be closed-minded here as a society. Let's look to the comedy. Let's look to the real talk, and let's try to do some real things.
Try
Are
to
you
do some
saying
real
you've
fucking things.
so you've seen BET then? You're saying
As a member of the black delegation, we don't want you to use that as any type of measuring stick for blackness.
It is funny, though, with those Chappelle Show skits with the racial draft, when they drafted Lenny Kravitz, that was before Zoe Kravitz was kind of a heavyweight herself in acting, directing, producing, whatever.
You know what? And I don't even know if we're going to get all the way around to the game that we talked about, maybe doing a Dreamcast style thing. But Lenny Kravitz was number one for me when I thought about, you could make another film in another style and follow another musician. Lenny Kravitz would be fucking hilarious. Hilarious to follow.
How do you keep from chafing in leather pants that are that tight?
There's got to be some other
Some ointment or something.
or I'm thinking a sleeve, like a very soft, you put on a nice pair of gloves.
Like it's a balaclava for your head when you're wearing a helmet, but it's kind of like a cock balaclava.
It's got
Not circumcised.
So it's got to be.
Well, actually, no, he's of the cloth, so I guess he has to be
what's
circumcised.
the one? What's the gold bottle powder?
There was one that I used to use called
Gold
monkey
Bond.
butt.
That's what I'm thinking of. Gold Bond. You got to have some Gold Bond going on.
Not the
only
medicated.
way.
Don't do the medicated.
That's
It's
the only way that's
no
happening.
one menthol. Anyway,
Moving on with
There
our
we go.
cast, we do have Larry B. Scott as N.W.H. member Tasty Taste. Scott,
Bye, little oatmeal Lamar.
yep. Scott is best known for portraying Lamar Luttrell in Revenge of the Nerds 1 through 4.
which we will be covering a Revenge of some nerds at some point and calling out all of the possible poppycocks.
Yeah,
But we just got to figure out which one and when.
And Ed's a real Karate Kid fan, where he didn't have to wait for me to say that that Larry B. Scott was in the first Karate Kid flick, because he mentioned that during pre-production. But then also some TV roles in Saint Elsewhere and Martin and Seinfeld and the Jamie Foxx Show.
I got to say, Space Camp was a standout for me. We watched that in school for some reason.
I'm telling you, he was always in shit just
fun
like
shit.
this. Yeah,
Just super
Space
fun,
Camp,
weird
Iron
shit.
Eagle, and just a bunch of random shit like this in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I digs.
The Man in Iron Eagle. Yeah. Good times. Good times.
And so then the third N.W.H. member, we have Mark Christopher Lawrence as DJ Tone Deaf.
Yeah.
And Lawrence is another graduate of USC and got his start doing stand-up comedy. I believe he opened for Seinfeld, among other people.
Okay.
I wish I would have written it down because I wanted to get on to other stuff. But he's been a prolific actor. He has 127 credits to his name, including roles in movies like Caddyshack 2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Child's Play 3, Crimson Tide, K-Pax, and The Pursuit of Happiness.
He sure the fuck was in Crimson Tide.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he was.
He's in all kinds of stuff. Like
he was.
He's an actor. He is
And
acting.
numerous guest
Okay.
spots on TV shows like Martin and Seinfeld, like we mentioned with Larry B. Scott as well. But then the main thing with Mark Christopher Lawrence that I've never seen this show, but if you're in 87 episodes of a show, it's a show that's lasted multiple seasons.
Yeah.
That would be Chuck. And
Yeah, some kind of comedy nerd spy thing, I think.
No, I've never heard of that.
but successful enough where I'm sure
Okay.
he's putting, if he's got kids, putting all his kids through college
There we
for
go.
doing shit like that.
There we go.
And then the final main member of our cast is Cassie Lemons as Nina Blackburn, a sociologist recording a documentary on the rap group N.W.H. So as an actress, Lemons has appeared in School Days, which Ed said just for a...
Oh, a hot second. She probably got literally about 30 seconds of screen time.
But then also in The Silence of the Lambs, The Five Heartbeats, Candyman, Hard Target,
Yeah.
and Gridlocked, among others.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Talk to Me. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Well, and that's where we're getting into Cassie Lemon's directing career.
Now,
And
is she
so-
is she Jodie Foster's friend? In this,
It's been so long since I've seen Silence of the Lambs. Because that would have been
is
like
that's one of her
91 or
film credits.
92.
I think that's her black friend. You remember she had the black friend in there, and okay.
she plays Ardella Mapp.
That's what I'm saying. The other little agent. Yeah, but okay. Please continue.
Well, and then with her directing career, which again, she's playing a documentary filmmaker in this movie, but would go on to be a director of movies like Eve's Bayou in '97, The Caveman's Valentine in '01, Talk to Me in '07, like it was just mentioned, Black Nativity in 2013, and then a Harriet Tubman biopic titled Harriet in 2019.
Okay, she directed that. It wasn't bad.
And finally, Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody in 2022.
Oh, shit.
I'll tell you what. I didn't know she directed East Bayou.
I didn't know she did Harriet either.
I just remember I saw Harriet. I just remember all of the kind of like backlash that Cynthia Erivo.
Oh, yeah, because they darkened her skin.
Well, not even just that, but she's British.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's...
How about we get an African American to do this? So
It's a very interesting point, Ed.
So
You're right.
Listen, she just caught backlash for it, and there was
Yeah.
some things that she said that she probably shouldn't have said. Now, I am in the mindset that, when it comes to artistry and whatnot, not holding people, but like if you can pull off the accent and you are from the UK, then you can play Harriet Tubman. I'm not that much of a snob, but people within the industry that can use those jobs and stuff like that, they think otherwise, and I understand the plight. That's all I'm saying is I understand the plight. But I had no idea she directed that. But so go on, Cassie. Yeah. I had no idea.
It's a solid flick. I am going to have to
decent.
check that
It's
out.
decent.
She's got some skills.
And so, these were the main members of the cast, but we will touch on some other smaller roles throughout our analysis of the film. And that's pretty much all I have for the real basic facts, although this could go on the flip side of our break, but I think I want to just drop it right here because we can jump into maybe a quiz or some shit. But this being a mockumentary, this is a first for Real Poppycock. As Casey was mentioned earlier, we haven't covered a mockumentary, a documentary, whether or not this is actually a musical. But as saying the obvious influence would be This Is Spinal Tap. And instead of heavy metal, we have rap music that is up for the satire here. But let's remember that this was released in January of 1993 as far as the award circuits or the festival circuits.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I believe Ed and I both have Wu-Tang to an extent shirts on.
Yeah.
Was it 93 or 94 that entered the 36 chambers?
That would be 93, my friend.
But probably not in January. And
No.
so there's definitely no Wu-Tang that's talked about in the lampooning in this movie. And so we have to remember that this movie being like 33 years old, that's hip-hop we can start in the early 70s. So maybe we had 20 years of shit to satire, but really it's kind of just going from the 80s to the early 90s. That's the satire and Fear of a Black Hat.
Yeah.
Where what's happened since then in the 33 years, like, I believe this is a genre that a lot of people in 1993 did not think would have the societal impact that it has had since then.
And then some did too. Like some did see that this is going to be the thing. This is it.
Didn't hip hop just turn 50 last year? Was it last year or the year before?
Wow.
I think we can say.
Guess that
I
would
remember Nas having a lyric of something like "Hip hop just turned 50 and I'm the same age" or something like that. And Nas was born in '73. I know that.
Okay, so all right. So it was
Love
a couple
that.
years ago then. Okay. All right.
So yeah, this is going to be one for the old school hip hop heads, but
Yes.
people who enjoy hip hop music that are younger could, like myself, learn stuff, but also just get into some shit that may have happened kind of before the time of when you were listening to things. And it always has to come from somewhere. And kind of seeing some of the building blocks of what's built the genre up through the years presented here, even if it's being in a way that is like satire, it's still it's we kid because we love.
Right? Yeah.
There might be some actual commentary as well, and especially on some of the violence and shit, which, we can have Ed give his thoughts on N.W.A. at some point later on. But it's definitely something where Rusty wouldn't put this much effort into all this shit if he just thought it was silly and didn't have anything to say.
Right.
And they definitely throw in some social commentary to their songs and hide it somewhat under the layer of that this shit's so ridiculous, it's hilarious, but it does say some real shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I feel like that's just the way it has to be sometimes. Because when you get on the bus, you get there.
Yeah.
Gotta keep your head covered and wear your hat to avoid all the noise that destroys a black.
Oh, they take you out one by one, son.
Baked and done, a nigga dead from exposure to the sun. Victims of hostile elements, not so relevant, designed to keep the black irrelevant.
Hats in the ghetto streets, decrease the bloodshed.
Hats in between the sheets, you won't be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? A little lyrical heat coming from N.W.H. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not just about the hats.
Not
But it's
about-
about the hats.
Yeah.
Is that referencing Jimmy hats?
No,
Between
that
the
last
sheets?
line definitely was. That definitely was. That's exactly, yeah. Okay, so this is the synopsis for Fear of a Black Hat, according to IMDb. Fear of a Black Hat is a movie, a mockumentary chronicling the rise and fall of N.W.H., a not particularly talented or particularly bright, but always controversial hip-hop group.
Yeah, all right. Always controversial. They are willing to compromise to not get thrown in jail.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely about their words. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say that, and I get what the synopsis is trying to say, but as far as the not particularly talented or not particularly bright, I think that there's ways to show that they were much more so than maybe what the initial optics would be.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They knew the game that they were playing at the same time too. Yeah.
Because it's not exactly like we're going to have Black Thought rapping on this movie or some shit, but all three of these people, they've got skills.
And
Yeah.
broad artistic styles too.
Yeah.
Right.
We get to see them
Right.
through their years, through their entire careers, embodying different people and characters. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so that's the synopsis. We're going to get into this thing, but before we do, it is time for today's quiz. Give it to me.
Ooh, is it already?
Game time. Woo! That's right. It's game time. Today's quiz is first of all, for anybody that's new and listening, what the quiz is a little different from seasons past, where we just pop this thing up randomly throughout the episode. Now we're like, we're gonna keep it towards the top, and we're just gonna call it the Poppycock quiz instead of the Poppycock pop quiz. And what it is every movie that we review, one of us will take the time to carve out some questions from said film to ask our other co-hosts in a battle of wits and
Movie buffdom?
movie buffdom. I love it. Yeah, movie buffdom. And the person who accumulates the most points by the end of the quiz is this that particular episode's movie buff for
Ooh,
that movie.
I do have to ask though. Like,
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we get prizes. There have
Yeah,
been some hot
every now and
pockets
again.
and candy in the past and such.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that we could trade in any of our points for some booty juice?
No, don't have any booty juice on deck. So
I mean,
you're just
you know,
going
just
to
when you
have
got,
to,
you know, maybe we just,
You know,
IOU for booty juice.
you gotta live with the title of movie buff.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you want to change it to movie butt. You know what I mean? For this like, for this episode, you could do that, you know? But yeah. So 5 questions, a point for each correct answer. There's no penalty for a wrong point. You just don't get the point, all right? We're going to get into it. All right, now there are a couple questions that are that have multiple answers
Okay.
to them, okay? You do not get a point for each one of those. It's just, if y'all can name all, you get a point, which brings me to my next to my first question. At the very top of the movie, there's some words and phrases and images that the producers of the film in no manner
Bush
wishes
is a
to put
dickhead.
condone. Go ahead. Like, what are they? Bush is a
Pussy, bitch, ass, big ass titties.
You got ass, pussy, and pussy.
Bush is a dickhead.
Bush, yeah, those are the two. You got ass and Bush is a dickhead.
I think booty was in there somewhere.
Booty is in there.
Okay. Did I already say pussy? Say it again.
That's
Pussy
later.
is not
That's
one.
later.
Pussy is not
there.
one of them.
All right. Let's see what else.
You've got 2 more.
Ass, fuck, cock, balls.
Nope.
Bush is the dickhead is definitely the one that stuck out the most.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just spitting facts. You know,
Yeah.
they're just.
So there's 3 of
Okay,
them.
I-
All
we
right.
got a
So
couple.
here's the other 2, and you'll both get a half
This
point.
one's getting
No,
demonetized. If we ever were monetized, this is.
I'll give half point. You didn't get them all, so I don't want to not give y'all anything. So we'll give.
But Casey
half
got
point.
more than.
You got all right. Casey will get the half point
Yeah,
then. So we
thank
got
you.
ass, booty, yo bitch, Bush is a dickhead, and big butt women in tiny bikinis.
Tiny bikinis. Didn't I say you bitch?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You actually just said bitch, and I tried to say like there's a little more, but like the yo bitch
Yeah.
wasn't like that was the actual So
Which might not be said outside of the.
So all right. Question number 2. How many dead cops did N.W.H want on the cover of
They
the
wanted
Gorillas
12.
in
They
the
got
Mist?
7.
thought it was 15.
It's 15.
Oh, because they cut it. Yeah.
They said, let's split the difference. Let's get 7. So it was 15. They wanted 15.
He's just trying to be down. I thought it would be.
Point to Trevor there. It's 15. All right. Question number 3. What record label did Tone Deaf's new group, New Human Formantics, release its song, I'm Just a Human? And like every song literally was on a different label. That was another
Yeah.
thing that cracked me up about this
Yep.
shit. The
If I
label
could,
hopping.
I could look at, I could find the answer so quick right now, but I don't have it off the dome. I don't
Okay.
have it off the
So
dome.
it definitely wasn't Inner Groove.
No, it's not Inner Groove.
Oh,
That was the president of Inner Groove had me fucking cracking up. That's
good.
You're gonna be live.
No, so
don't
there was so
remember.
many so the only reason why I went with that one is
That's a good one.
because it stood out more than anything that the others were doing and whatnot. The song was silly as hell, but it was a Lava Lamp Records.
Lava Lamp.
How
Lava
fitting.
Lamp
How fitting.
Records. Okay. So, question number 4. How many managers in total did N.W.H lose to gun deaths?
13 total?
7.
It is 7.
Oh, back
it
to
was
sevens.
7. It comes up at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah, I
Once
forgot. Oh,
once
yeah.
Reggie also got killed, making him the 7th manager.
Well, I'm counting the times they were out of town, I guess.
So 7 point to Trevor. All right, here we go. So this is question number 5. All right, this one also has multiple answers to it. Name the wannabe Ice named rappers. That
Ice Tray,
There's Ice Tray.
Ice Box,
There's Ice Box.
Ice Pop.
No.
No, that's probably not
Ice
one.
coffee and ice water.
That's 2 of. So there's 4. There's 2 more.
Iceberg?
Oh,
Iceberg.
that's pretty
One
good.
more.
Yeah. Ice. Oh, that was a real one. That's tea. That's an actual real one. Ice lemonade? I don't know. Is that his wife? No, that's cocoa.
Ice
So
cream
there's-
headache.
There's one more. There is one more.
Ice forgot?
Y'all are right. That's fucking cloudy.
Good one.
I'm gonna
Casey.
actually give you a point for that. That was really good. That's really good. I forgot. No, the last one was Ice Cup.
Oh, that's hardly even.
It was
When you have to go somewhere
I
and
know
just
it,
ask for
I
a
know
cup
it.
of ice.
Yeah, ice
Oh,
cup. Yeah.
That's
So yeah, but you want to know something? Yeah, even with that point, Trevor still edged you out just a little bit. 2 points to 1.5 on this one. Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, 2 points to 1.5.
Is there a bonus question?
But you know, is there a bonus question? I do not have a bonus
It's
question.
all right. It's all right.
I do
You know,
not.
we have enjoyed having you as the manager of
do
this
not.
podcast,
I
Trevor.
do
Well,
not.
You will be missed.
There is no bonus
My
question.
bullets. I need to find my bullets. Fucking
There's no
Marty
bonus
Rainbow.
question.
Well, that was great, Ed. Thank you for
Yeah.
today's quiz.
Yeah,
Ed.
absolutely. Like, this one was actually a little tougher, you know, just because
hard
there's
to
so
focus
much.
on.
Yeah, it's so much going on in it. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it seem like it's just a bunch of hodgepodge stuff, like, you know, that doesn't matter. Like it's all very well thought out and well executed. And
the-
as we were
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, even though they're saying some silly stuff, like they're spitting in these songs, like they dropping some bars.
Oh yeah.
All throughout the movie. And one thing I didn't do my due diligence on is who was the writers on these? Like, was Rusty writing these? Because I know he's the writer and
for song
director of this,
credits?
but like, yeah, but who was writing the rhymes?
So a lot of it's just credited to N.W.H. At least
I
on
saw
the
that.
soundtrack.
Yeah, like, okay, I saw
So
that.
collaborative
Yeah.
between the three of them.
Maybe. You know, our guy, Tasty T or Tasty Tate, whatever you want to call
Tasty
him.
Taint.
Tasty Taint. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's his knockoff. That's
we
who's
are
biting
we
on his
are a
tail kid.
taint inclusive family here at Real Pop.
Taint, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Come on. Yeah.
See, this is why I wanted to
all
cover this
about it.
film. It's just so
All
good. It
about
brings a lot of goof.
All about it. But no, they were rapping as Lamar and whatnot, you know. So like Larry been
Actually,
rapping. Larry
a good
been
point.
rapping. He been rapping. He was breakdancing and things, so
I heard he worked with Eddie
only
Murphy
fitting.
a couple of times.
it's only fitting.
Maybe a couple
It's
parties.
only fitting.
Oh, those parties that are all the time.
Maybe not all the time.
Okay,
but,
gotcha.
yeah.
So if we're getting into this
Let's do
actual
it.
analysis of the film,
Come on.
I do kind of want to look at what Nina Blackburn, our documentary filmmaker, looks like because she introduces the film after a brief
Yes.
bit of N.W.H. being on stage. And so she's creating a documentary and she
Look
looks
at her,
rather
just all
reserved.
fine with the Sade slick back.
Yeah, and the pearls
Yeah,
on and
yeah.
everything.
Your love is king. But yeah.
And it's presented very true documentary style,
Yeah.
very earnestly about why she thinks that hip hop is important. and why
Bonus
this
question:
band-
What's the doctorate she's pursuing as to why she filmed this?
Sociology?
I would assume it's
It is
sociology.
sociology,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
because it's
just,
supposed to be
yeah.
like looking at this thing on nature today.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would love to see this just get played
Yeah.
on PBS.
Yeah.
Like just a 10:30 in the morning PBS. They're just filling time, and this is on.
And I think the last thing she says in her little introduction is that these brothers have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And so then we cut to some of the first interviews, and this was actually something where oftentimes if one watches a movie with subtitles, they may notice things that weren't always easy to see just from like background discussion or something. This actually got me where I did not see this joke on the first time watching through with subtitles. Where N.W.H. is from, they are nebulous about giving a specific location, and it just says on the or not the marquee, but it says on their little label, Tough Neighborhood USA. And
Because they don't talk about it. And I love that. It's that little bit of genius and smartness about this where I think that's kind of hard. I think that would be
Yeah.
like a cool move to be like, it doesn't matter where I'm from. As
Yeah.
opposed to what I know is the other narrative, which is very,
Right.
very specifically like I'm from a specific block and you don't understand how hard this is.
I've got to take the time to say this, Trevor. This is actually to you. I'm watching this, and the whole time I'm thinking about you. Like, this whole get up with Tasty T here. I shouldn't say the whole get up. I'm talking hat and hair. This is giving your guy from Disco vibes. I'm saying, like,
Fucking Pickle. Shout out to Pick. And what's great is we're going to have a Disco reference in my Poppycock Round-Up segment. So we'll bring that back around to Pickle then. But that's, I can see it, and I
it's
love
the
it.
hat
That's
and the long hair. Like,
Well, and during
my
this...
bad for forgetting his name. It's Andrew, right?
Yeah,
Andrew Pickle?
Yeah,
Yep.
like I was spacing on the name, but yeah, that whole I was watching that. I was like, yeah, he's got the whole disco.
I love that.
Like, yeah.
Well, and one of the great parts about the interview is like they're just talking about, you know, you got to be genuine about where you're from, but you're not necessarily trying to be tough just because of that or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they start talking about some of the things that make people maybe look not tough.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of not smiling. And so if you smile,
If
a woman
kinda,
thinks she
if you're the
got
kind
you.
of dude that's gonna be smiling and everything, you might as well do it from the back. You know, you don't want him to see you smiling because
Yeah.
then you got
Like,
paying for
like,
things.
unless you got mirrors. You want to make sure you don't got mirrors. Like, then they can see you smiling.
They're
back.
so funny because they're like, it starts with like a little bit of philosophy, but then they're like, why did you get so? You have really specific thoughts on smiles. Like,
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I definitely didn't say anything for a while there.
Yeah, and you know, and I get the joke. I get the joke that they're going for because all these cats. Nobody smiled ever. Is there a rap album cover that features the artist where they're actually smiling? Does it exist?
I mean, we could look at Will Smith maybe, but I don't remember what the
I was
album
gonna say
cover
Will
was.
Smith or Tyler the Creator,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah, like, but
Tyler
like
wears
you,
weird
you
masks
gotta
sometimes.
you got to look tough.
Wiz Khalifa?
Or
I
we
don't
could
know.
look at what we've
That's what I'm
got
saying,
in
like,
front of
yeah.
us right here. Maybe
Yeah,
when we go back
I
to
think
the baby picture.
somebody does. Yeah, it's the
That
baby
is-
picture. They're
youth.
smiling in
That's
the youth.
Michael
yeah.
Render, a.k.a. Killer Mike,
Yeah.
and his self-titled album, Michael, did
Yeah.
win the Grammy for Best Rap Album like 2 years ago.
Oh,
I believe.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic album. We've also got our Run the Jewels, Pistol and Fist
There
above
it
us.
is. There it is.
I've got Nas, Raekwon, and Flatbush Zombies
There it is.
also up here.
Yeah.
But moving on to the
Showing
first
out.
song that we're not going to actually play all the song, but we do have a picture for it, and that's going to be My Peanuts,
My peanuts.
which is an ice cold song. And this video is hilarious.
Looking
it's kind
like
of the
Shock
first,
G here.
yeah, kind of the first video we get into, and they've got a man shaking peanuts out of the fly of his pants, and a woman is wearing a peanut bra, and she's just dancing all around in it, and it's fucking
It's
hilarious.
hilarious.
It's outstanding.
Which is a parody of My Penis, which was a parody of My Adidas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. We'll get a little bit of the song here.
Silliness.
And
We think. Yeah, there it is.
My penis come alive when you open that sack. Smoother than Jif and fresher than planners. My peanuts exceed all standards. They're deaf enough to knock you to your knees. And even planners ain't got no nuts like these. My peanuts.
Yeah, that
Smoother than Jif.
definitely was a play. That was definitely, a play on Run DMC. That whole beat, the big old chains.
here's where I'm
bucket
gonna
hat.
lay this fun little little bit of KC lore on y'all, and part of why
Okay.
this film is really fun to me.
Okay.
I grew up kind of not really being allowed to listen to rap or hip hop. Like it was just
Oh, yeah,
not.
no, definitely. I grew up in a
Around.
devout Christian household. It was.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So similar to how I saw Spaceballs before I saw Star Wars, and then I was like, this shit's boring. I saw this movie before I had an Outkast album, which was the first rap CD I bought. And so this kind of influenced me on what the possibilities of rap could be. I've always thought it was supposed to kind of be funny. I always kind of thought that was like part of it from the start.
Okay.
Well, and this was definitely a time period where it was, I mean, before we get to some of the PM Dawn stuff we're talking about later, but it was a very like serious and while socially conscious, also glorifying violence. And when you're talking about real shit that's in your life, it's not necessarily glorifying it. It's just talking about what your life experience is.
Which could be peanuts in your pants.
But it definitely was a, you know, the gangster rap time period of the late 80s into early 90s, which is much of what N.W.A. was being satired for here by N.W.H, adding the comical element to it. Definitely, well, I mean, it didn't open it up to white America enough to have more than 230,000 in fucking box office, but it's smart, it's clever.
Well, and I feel like
Which
with
is
with the musicians too, all these singers, like, yeah, they're N.W.H at this point, but to have them also embody all of those old characters, which is a reality some of these times, where they did have some really corny, completely different type of shit back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sometimes you can't really, they don't run away from it.
I mean, even getting into the gimmick aspect of like a crisscross type of thing, which then gets parodied here by Ice Cold Kid, who he's got
Just
upside
silly.
down.
Silly.
But yeah, so we're moving on to a concert, and we meet the Jam Boys, who's a rival rap group. And I believe the three actors we have who are portraying the Jam Boys, we've got Faison Love, who was just going by Faison at that time.
Faison at the time with hair.
And
A little bit.
DZD and Moon Jones. But they
I do
are
like the
to
name Moon
be
Jones.
somewhat of a parody of the Fat Boys.
Yes.
I think that's, I guess that's who they are.
Boys.
Okay.
It's definitely
All
the
right.
Fat Boys. Real quick.
The Fat Boys
we
think
was
they were
talking
that
about
hot
this,
shit?
Fat Boys were large.
Yeah, but
And not
gotta be
in that
large.
way. Yeah, not in that way. Like Fat Boys, they got a movie and everything. Like, you know, before.
oh yeah, they did have that
before Kid and Play and all them motherfuckers did. They had Disorderlies. Yeah, with our guy Mortimer from Trading Places.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember that. I can't
Shout
remember
out.
his real name, but yeah. So the Fat Boys, yeah, they was out there.
But it wasn't one of the old guys from Trading Places who so casually dropped the N-bomb when he wouldn't curse outside of that.
Right.
But then
No,
he
that
would-
was Don Amici.
That's
and
right. That's
there.
right.
So he's Mortimer. Randolph Duke is the one that's in Disorderlies.
Gotcha.
Yes, Randolph. Yeah. But
And then this is also them going through the marquee being fucked up.
yeah,
That's right.
and yes, and
They got
it
the
says in
special-
special guests because they can't have. I don't know why they can't just have N.W.H.
It's less letters. It should be easier to
Right.
put up
Right.
on the marquee.
Yeah, that is
Right.
not the argument that anyone makes. Instead,
Yeah.
they're like, what do they say? That they ran out of letters?
Yeah. Like once Your Highness's, name went up, there was no space.
Yeah.
And
So-
the N.W.H group members are put into a very small dressing room. Their manager,
Which that's real. That's just real.
who at this point I believe the manager was Freesh, but
Yes.
he doesn't have
Yes.
the actual hats that they're supposed to perform in. Which then I believe
tries to make
Nina, Nina asked the question of, "So guys, what's the deal with the hats?" And well, I don't have the direct quote that they reply with. It's actually a little bit deeper than the comical aspect of what they would make it out to be.
It's
Yeah.
like I said at the very beginning, it's about the hats, but it's not about the hats. But it is they're that's where they have that little bit of like smartness and why the documentarian would kind of point you in their direction. Because it's like, oh, that is actually pretty well thought out that there was definitely a time where we needed hats.
Yeah,
and
slaves
could
didn't
not
have 'em.
get them.
Couldn't get them.
And definitely would have loved to have had hats.
So they was beat down by the sun, so did not have the energy to fight off mass.
Yeah, which I was like,
Yeah,
whoa,
like,
that's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
actually too crazy,
Yeah.
my dude.
No,
that's
that-
actually
just silliness.
shit.
Yeah,
The
like,
hats are
it's-
important.
Yeah, the hats
Yeah.
are important.
they are
The
their
hats are
ancestors' dream.
And We also briefly meet Vanilla Sherbert, who's a Vanilla Ice clone, and he just says some stupid shit.
And that's why I texted y'all. I was like, "It's some recognizable faces for me in this." You
Okay,
know,
who do you know him from?
So, for those that know the movie Sister Act 2, he plays Frank
Back
A.
in the Habit?
Yeah,
Okay.
the white boy rapper.
He's got a type.
Frank A. Hey, oh, hey, yeah.
And we've definitely had that talk off mic of like how there's too much of giving hype to just a little bit of effort, but you know.
But like Vanilla Sherbert, that's
so
clowning,
so fucking funny,
fucking clowning.
Because that almost sounds like a Vanilla because it's Vanilla Ice,
right?
But also, I mean, if you want to move it to a certain time period, maybe that's like a Justin Bieber too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of
And,
that dude
I'm
comes
here
around
thinking,
all the time.
the 90s. Ice was the 90s version of Lil.
Yes.
Everybody they
We
fucking
definitely
Bible
had, like,
had
a
that
Lil
shit attached.
in
We
the
had some
2000s.
Vanilla Ice and Ice Cube and Ice T and Ice everything else. And,
cool.
Yeah. And
Or drugs, but also both.
now everybody and their fucking mama wants Lil on their name. I just don't fucking get it.
Unless you're really small. Like, I want to say,
I don't get it.
I would like it if Busta Rhymes, like, came back out with a whole new album, was Lil Busta now. Especially because, like, the only thing Lil is, like, the space between his fucking shoulders and his jaw.
It's
Hey,
just-
Trevor George, I got nothing bad to say about you, man.
I love him. Love him. He beat
But yeah, Vanilla Sherbert says some dumb shit, and the N.W.H members justifiably
had to whoop
beat
his ass.
He
You know?
says he grew up with a black family.
Yeah.
And they rightly beat the shit out of
It
him. Not
gets
the last
really,
time.
gets really comfortable, like, calling them his niggas.
Yeah. And it's just...
they beat his ass. It was hilarious. The next time you see him, his fucking shit.
And
I just got the cast off last week.
He was like, "You still seeing that
Some
that guy
nerve-
about
the
your
nerves."
nerves?"
Yeah, they gave him some nerve damage. They beat his ass.
And
pretty
he was
good.
still on the tour, though. He was like, I'm here if this is what it takes.
How weird would it? See, just real quick. How weird of a tour would it be if you're somebody like fucking Public Enemy or N.W.A. or somebody and you're on tour with fucking Vanilla Ice's bitch ass?
Yeah.
Like, who's opening for who? Like, what the fuck vibe is this going to be out in the crowd? Like, this is, it's a recipe for disaster.
Good gravy. The Grift has always been there for some of them. The Grift is it's just crazy. But yeah, so what's the next tunage
We got Grab Your Shit Tonight, which was kind of switched into Cover Up and Grab Your Stuff.
Yeah, your stuff.
Grab it.
And this was another thing that Ed was talking about before, but this was definitely kind of spoofing, satirizing Two Live Crew. And Two Live Crew got arrested in Florida in 1990 on obscenity charges for performing what is Nasty As I Wanna Be, some of the songs off of that.
What it was? Okay.
And so ultimately, N.W.H, they changed the song lyrics, but then Ice Cold in a not even dancing, but in a gesture of grabbing his junk, grabs his junk too hard and then says, "Oh shit, my dick," which are the exact things that he's not supposed to say, and then the cops come and
he
arrest
ends up
him.
getting arrested mid-show. Yeah.
Which sucks, too, because their manager is no longer there. So they were willing to compromise and not fuck with it. And also they were going, Detroit the next night or something?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
That was almost
So
a
they were
pop
like,
quiz
let's-
question. That was almost,
fucking go.
They're going to St. Louis. This one was in Chicago.
Well, before I
And then,
start talking about jittitles and shittitles and grabbing things, maybe we
Shittitles.
take a quick one.
There's a good one. Shittitles.
About, cause we're all one race on this planet. We all burp and fart, and that's the way God planned it. So don't act like you're superior. Eat something bad, and just like me, you'll get diarrhea. Cause black, white, yellow, red, brown, or gold, our shit all comes from the same little hole. I'm just a human. I'm just a human.
He's even got the sound effect too.
That was
not
Tone Deaf and the Fromantics.
I couldn't contain
This is a fun film. Tone Deaf, also famous for saying the black man was the first sensitive man, long before Alan Alda.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh, so much goodness.
And so we're getting back into where we actually have the album being released by N.W.H, Fear of a Black Hat, which,
Yeah.
not only being the movie title, but where you have the obvious spoof of the Fear of a Black Planet album. But so when Nina is interviewing the members of N.W.H, they say the album title, and then Ice Cold is like subtitled, "Don't shoot till you see the whites." And so then Nina asks, "Of their eyes?" And Ice Cold's
What?
like, "Whose eyes?" No, don't shoot till you see the whites, period. That's the end. Which then gets into the unreleased song Kill Whitey, which we don't actually get to hear, but we do start to learn about the perilous nature that some of N.W.H's managers have met beforehand, and one of them being Whitey DeLuca, an olive-complected
Yeah,
motherfucker.
one of them olive.
You wasn't even white.
And of course, they were out
He
of
was
town.
like Italian.
Wait,
Man.
were they in town there? No, weren't they? I love tone deaf being tone deaf
Right.
the entire
Yeah.
time. Like it's just mwah, so silly.
Mm-hmm.
But we're starting to get some success, and N.W.H is kind of having their rise to
Yeah.
whatever top. But we have the Gorillas in the Midst, MIDST.
Oh yeah.
And this will
Oh, yeah.
bring, that's our third song, but it's also a picture of Tasty Taste getting some dance lessons for the music video. And we've got quite a bulge in the pants of the dance instructor.
It was I think that they were going for a whole football look, so it's like just a straight up cup. Like it's just a straight up, full out cup
But
and like
it's-
baseball pants. And here's the thing, there
It's
are many
noticeable off top though.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like don't it's like Lenny Kravitz in mini a pant.
Or
Just
Jesus Quintana going door to door talking about 8-year-olds and just rocking a mad bulge.
But I do like this scene too because right before that, it's got the fun comedy bit where we're not going to do the thing. What do you mean we're going to do the thing? I would never do the thing. Cut to we're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Now they're dancing like MC Hammer.
Yeah.
And they're doing the moves. And I do feel like, if we're being honest, Tasty Taste is definitely into what's happening. He's definitely saying he's not
Well,
into what's
I
happening.
don't know.
But
He walked off set. He's like, I'm done with this. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess he did cut.
He exited stage left even.
Yeah. I think he couldn't handle the dance coach or whatever too.
Right.
Because they were like everything
He's like,
Tasty
"I'll
Taste
take
would come back with the whip.
He's like, I'll whip your ass.
They were
with it."
like,
He's
"Okay,
"Would you do
cool,
that?"
let's
Like,
do it.
I'm in
Threaten
for
me with a
that.
good time.
Yeah, right.
Because I think it was just like kind of boss bitch moves of being like, yeah, I mean, I'm still in charge here, but you gotta whip it out.
Yeah, and then this hat here, this is the Stevie Ray Vaughan hat right here.
Oh,
that's what this is. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan hits me in a weird way where it's like, yeah, there's definitely some fun here, but it's like,
Yeah.
what do you?
Yeah.
But Gorillas in the Midst is a song and video that the record exec of the place that they were at, I don't know what it is at this point, but just it's talking about the pile of dead cops on the album cover, and you can't have 15. So then the manager's like, what, can you split it in half and have 7? And it's like, no, none. And so the N.W.H members end up kicking this record exec's ass, and
Second
again,
time they cut the
deservedly so,
cameras.
because he said some stupid shit to bring
Yeah.
it about. It's not like they're just doing it for no
And he
fucking
was like
reason.
trying to use weird lingo
Right.
and stuff,
Oh,
and
it
trying to
was-
talk down to them a whole bunch, and
all
like,
sorts of patronizing, all sorts of
Yeah.
nonsense.
which is a real,
So
that's,
they had to whip
that's
that
real.
ass.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like they're not wrong. Their album would sell,
Yeah.
and it would probably fucking rule. Which
Which,
does.
by the way, for those that just aren't, hip hop aficionados or anything, not even aficionados, you just don't know much about hip hop. This is a play off of the Lynch Mob song "Gorillas in the Mist."
right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. So all the songs that are prominent songs in this film by N.W.H are parodied of some real rapper.
Absolutely.
And some
we'll try
relative
to do our
music
best to
too.
let you to fill you in on who
Yeah.
they're parodying with said song.
And so, because of the record exec beatdown, we then have the N.W.H members moving over to Inner Grove Records to have the Gorillas in the Midst album released uncut.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Lewis is the Inner Grove Records exec, but he describes all three members of the group. I guess it could be a trivia question because I have it written down, but Casey or Ed?
I do like that he tells Tone Deaf that he looks like a genie, and also that he looks like
Malcolm X?
that he has red hair
red
like
hair and
Malcolm.
everything.
He's like, no, not really. The genie, I do get, especially with the hat that he had at that time, which is very genie-esque.
I'm drawing blanks. I know that
He says hot piss
ice
colored.
cold, yeah,
Ice cold
like,
is piss colored.
Piss colored, yeah.
But he says it with such reverence. He's like, yeah, high yellow piss colored motherfucker.
Ice
And
Cold,
you could be
and
you
he's
could do the
light-skinned
dress
himself.
thing.
And he's light skinned himself. It's
You
just
could do
silly.
that if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, so
Ice Cold was compared to Bob Marley, and
Yes,
then Tasty
yes.
Taste would 1930s be
Marcus Garvey, yeah, he said Marcus
Marcus
Garvey, the man that
Garvey,
reminded
yes.
the Black Unity
Yeah.
movement in the 1930s to love themselves, which is like, again, this movie sometimes bars.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes I was like, that's actually like I don't think of Marcus Garvey in that way all the time, but I'm like, you know, that's hard to deny that that's actually a pretty fucking solid delivery to the like, yeah, dude, all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And moving on quickly, we have MTV news segments with Kurt Loder very,
Right.
very easily, casually dropping an N-bomb. but
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was doing it in he was journalistic way, but
Yeah,
he definitely was
yeah.
not uncomfortable with it by
Nah,
any means.
not at all.
And so then we've got one of these like Rap for Unity type of concerts where Ed was describing it about like you just got wildly different type of artist on the same bill. And so we've got MC Slammer, which is obviously going to be an MC Hammer parody.
They call him
Right.
MC Stammer because he be spitting on dudes.
But then I really did like, and especially with an anecdote that Ed had told me a week or two ago about Queen Latifah, but how Ice Cold just he respects Yo Highness, and he's not even gonna
Touch that. Yeah.
Some people you just don't fuck with, and Queen Latifah is one of them.
Yeah, and then there's parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not,
They said
they're not
we've
just
edited
covered
it.
spices.
They're not even common spices.
Right.
Which I was like, wasn't there also a paprika at some point? I feel like there's not in this movie, but I feel like in reality there was a paprika.
I didn't know about no paprika.
But that's the salt and pepper, and then we have all the ice tray, ice coffee, ice water, iceberg, ice cup, ice box. But because of the success of Gorillas in the Midst, we now have N.W.H getting top billing over the Jam Boys. And then the manager Freesh gets shot
yeah.
by the manager of the Jam Boys.
The Jam Boys, yeah.
Because he's also like, what does he say? Like you can, no, I can't even remember. It was up starting that whole fucking silly fight. And then I do like their move with their managers. I don't know is this where they talk about why they
had their cousins as managers
Yeah.
at first, and then
and they were like, we don't think it, it's kind of irresponsible to our people and to our family
to have them be our managers, knowing they're gonna die. Just silliness.
And I'm like, that's
Just
actually,
silliness.
again,
Yeah.
solidarity, my dudes. That's an interesting position to take as the reason that you decide to work with white dudes all the time. That is the reason.
If there's ever gonna be a that would have to be like, otherwise, like nobody's buying that. Like,
hard to
but
argue with, guys.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
It's hilarious. We can't just have the brothers getting slain. Oh, just silliness.
And we have our fourth song, which is Booty Juice, which we've alluded to at some times. There's also a hilarious music video that goes along with this.
We'll have a little bit of the booty juice at some point. Yeah, I'll slide that in maybe right here.
Just got to have that booty nice
Yeah.
and greased up. And there's just great
One
quotes
wide.
about how it's
Like
still
the tip drill video.
Yeah, it's still about trying to make you know, like a commentary on society, but it's just doing it in the most ridiculous ways.
Because he's like, this is the format that will sell too. Like, it's like they are ridiculous and goofballs, but they're also like, this is how I can get my message. Because the concept that he has for getting the foot up in there.
I wasn't buying this one. This one, I just looked at. So I will say, I looked at this one as him just pulling something out of his ass in the heat of the moment.
Because he was trying to get at the documentary chick.
Yeah, or
because he laid down a
he
real
just-
smooth line on her where he was like, I don't know about your booty in particular, but I do have some thoughts.
Yeah, no, he did. He did. He did. No, but just because, like, you've seen this before, where you know, somebody might say something and then they try to say it was taken out of context, and this is what we really meant. Like,
oh, it's a good.
the song is about booty juice and you know, booty sweat, and like, this is what I want, like you dancing and shaking her ass, and I want the juice off your booty.
Because he does make the
That's
jump
all this
from
song,
widening
yeah.
the booty in the
Yeah,
economy
yeah,
to,
you
and
know,
when is the booty the
yeah,
wettest?
Yeah,
When you're dancing.
Yeah,
it's
you
kind
know,
of
so
A to C.
yeah. And so just
All right, yeah, you got that. Might be even be a little poppycock.
just try to
We'll see.
you know, I think for the sake of like this woman grilling him on like the meaning behind this, he just pulls something out of a, lack of better phrasing, out of
Maybe
a hat.
a rabbit out of a hat.
Yeah, you know,
perhaps.
you know,
I wish I could have a
or out of his ass, out of his ass.
We
You
had
know, since we're
Tasty
talking about
Taste
booty
just like gnawing on
the
a
ass.
booty.
Yeah.
Big
And
butt
part of this
women
music
in
video-
tiny bikinis.
There's a part of that music video too is like, what music video are they parodying where they're in the tub covered in jewelry?
That's the next video. Or
Oh, is that the next one?
It's actually that's a Gangster's Life Ain't Fun. That's a couple
Oh yeah,
songs
we'll
from
get
now.
there. We'll get there. Okay.
The
But that
booty juice
particular-
is like how many different hip hop videos took
Right.
place around a pool
Right.
in the 90s. With,
Right. One that comes to mind is I Get Around. By Pac,
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I
how
think,
do you want it?
Yeah.
You know, so
Shazer Shez Le Ghost from Ghostface's album Supreme Clientele is basically waking up and then it's going through the party that happened the next day, and it's just a bunch of women passed out in bikinis and then around
Yeah.
the pool type of shit.
yeah. So yeah, like you
All in
know,
a consensual way.
yeah.
This is a giant party. It's not like.
so many videos that's parodying.
But
Yeah.
we
It's
get
reality,
into
though. It's just
Nina Blackburn and Ice Cold are having a lot of interview moments, and we get to Ice Cold's book, which
Fuck y'all motherfuckers.
yeah, FYM, the acronym for Fuck Y'all Motherfuckers. And then
Follow up.
right, do we have a follow up? Does anybody remember off?
Oh yeah, SMMD or ASMD and Suck My Dick.
Yeah. That's the follow up.
But what did he first want to call it?
And Suck My Black Dick. Yeah.
You want to reach a broad audience, right? Like you gotta won't play in the sticks.
Right.
I do like that it also shows them as artists, like multifaceted
Yep.
artists.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are into their fashion. It's about the hats, it's about the music, it's about the words, it's about the style, it's about the books and like being creative in other ways, and we all support each other. I like that none of the conflict is between them.
At least
Right.
not yet.
Right.
They're cool. They're
Not until
They're
yeah,
cool.
Until.
but we'll get here.
And
Until.
tasting kind of some of the first bit of success, Tasty Taste has now moved into a neighborhood up in the hills. And there's this hilarious thing where it's like a kid's playing soccer and the ball kind of goes towards Tasty Taste as he's being interviewed by Nina. He picks the soccer ball up, hands it gently back to the child and goes, "Here you go, my little European brother." And then all the
little
parents
kid's
are so
dad
scared.
Just comes and like scoops him up and gets the hell out of there. as
Way
fast
more
as
than
they
just
can.
clutching a purse in an elevator. No, they're going all the way, like terrified.
He said, "Well, I ain't met everybody yet. You know, I'm still pretty new."
And I feel like his character would enjoy the fact that he gets left alone a lot of the times on his property too, because they would keep a wide distance.
Just you know, something he just doesn't know about. Like he just, you know.
And for as successful as they are,
White
he's
flight.
got the house up on the hills. And so I'm sure there's a bit of jealousy going on here.
Right.
But when we get to see Tasty's house and his various arsenal, he's got a shooting range in his yard. And We don't have the pic of it, but he does just absolutely mow down this cardboard cutout of a KKK member that pops up with an AK-47.
Yep.
And then we have this next cardboard cutout, and
He holds back. He pulled finger off the trigger and everything. He pulls
Yeah.
back. He's got relative gun control when he's not pointing at a camera, I guess.
Yeah.
But
He
was
white
like,
guy would have shot him.
I could tell he's just hanging out.
He's just hanging out. It reminds you of Men in Black. It's like how I feel somebody come up in the gym and bust me in my ass.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
great.
Little girl walking through this neighborhood with all those books. And what were those books?
Yeah.
Physics and it's
He's
way
not
too
snarling. He's sneezing. Like he's got the Kleenex in his hand. Yeah. But that's what it reminds. What I love the most is it's like he's treating it as its real life scenario. Like he pushes it down. He's like, "Get down!" Before he shoots the Klan.
And she screams, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't like them either." And he takes her down into the basement, and she's like, "Should we go down here?" Says danger, and he's got all kinds of different guns,
explosives.
yeah,
Wile E.
the Acme
Coyote shit.
Wile E. Coyote shit. He's got the bomb.
Right.
This be
It
blowing
was a
motherfuckers
cartoon
up.
little bomb.
It's like a. It reminds me of duck pin bowling.
Yeah.
It's about that.
With the comically
size.
large wick sticking out the top of it.
Just goofy
It's straight
props.
from Mario Brothers. That shit was clown. He said some Acme Wile E. Coyote type shit.
And she's like, "What caliber do you have?" He just starts grabbing things. He was
It's like this for a little motherfucker.
couple motherfuckers.
This for big motherfuckers.
Which he points a shotgun, loaded, you have to assume, directly down the barrel of the camera of the documentarian in the room.
I started crying laughing when she asked if he knew the calibers, and that's what he started naming. Like,
Little
he's
motherfucker.
like, yeah.
Because he wasn't like, no. He was like, yeah, of course. I'm not fucking stupid.
And I assume we'd had to have noticed the inflatable doll in the back of his little arsenal range.
Yeah.
For some reason, made me think of that Hunter S. Thompson movie, Where the Buffalo Rose.
Oh, is that the Bill Murray one?
That's
not
the Bill Murray
Johnny
one with
Depp one?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a blow up with Nixon's face on it at some point.
Well, then Nina goes and interviews Tone Deaf by himself, and Tone Deaf is the DJ, and so he's talking about putting the little cardboard piece around the vinyl and how nobody likes a sloppy hole.
Likes a sloppy hole.
But then he proceeds to scratch records with his butt and his dick. And you got to have some lead in your dick for this one. And it looked like Nina was kind of impressed.
Oh.
My God was scratching with his dick.
And
just
it's all
silly.
just done so earnestly. He's like, no, this is a real skill. And you got to imagine, like,
right.
they're probably not lighting that very well on stage, but you got to imagine he's back there doing that quite often. And they're just like, grab your nuts. He's definitely
Already there.
This shit's clowning.
Grab
Just
it, grab it.
clowning.
they're just
Clowning.
And that made me really honestly kind of think of like I want to see a Cribs. I want to go back in time and see Cribs with DJ Jazzy Jeff. I don't know if that ever happened, but I feel like that would be.
I don't think
It wouldn't just be Uncle Phil tossing his ass out.
No, the real dude, like the actual, like it's like him and Will
man.
Smith, like that's
Was
his
it
actual-
Jazzy Jeff in
Yeah, it was
Fresh
Jazzy
Prince?
Jeff
Yeah.
getting tossed out. Yeah.
yeah.
But
I guess that's not his
here's a
crib, though.
question. Here's a question. Was that an ass double or no for Tone Deaf? What y'all think?
Interesting.
I know I wondered it.
Interesting.
I always wonder if it's an actor or actress's real ass or if it's a body stand.
I feel like asses are usually pretty genuine. I don't think people are wearing a lot of ass coverage, but
I think
no
that if this
doubt.
would have been maybe a $5 million budget and not a $1 million budget, that then you get some money for an ass double. But
Well,
my guess
that's
is
fair. That
that's
is fair.
Michael Christopher Lawrence,
Ass.
or
Okay.
Mark Christopher
Mark
Lawrence.
Christopher
We'll reach
Lawrence
out.
ass.
We'll
Okay.
find out.
Yeah. I was curious to see.
It's a good question. It's a valid question because you definitely do not see the actor's face when you see his butt and the dong is being draped across the vinyl. But our next song is "Fuck the Security Guards."
Yeah, well,
And
it's
obviously,
pretty obvious what this one is. Yeah,
And I love that one. That is that one's going to be an absolute banger. And in fact, I think we're going to hear a little bit of it.
N.W.H. say fuck the security guards. He ain't a cop, but he still wanna act hard. On patrol at a goddamn convenience store. Getting chicken is a chump minimum wage hoe. Just a slob in an ill-fitting suit. Got a little bit of power, so you wanna act a fool. Let some shit break out. And what you gonna do? Can't get back up.
Seriously, though,
Yeah,
especially if those security cards are trying to stop me from getting a fucking smoothie.
you know
Get
what
out
I'm
of here.
saying?
Come
Get
on.
the
You
fuck outta
don't have a
here.
real. You're not.
And I'm not gonna.
And even if
ever
you were,
knock
and even if you were a
anyone's-
person with some regular level of authority,
I
Get the
won't
fuck
knock
out of my fucking
anyone's
face.
hustle. Like they're doing what they got to do to make money to pay their bills and whatnot. So I don't want to talk too badly. I hate the ones that go like
don't go over
You're
above
trying
and
to
beyond.
become like head security guard or something. Like
You'd be
you're
fucking
taking this
RoboCop at the
way-
mall?
Yeah, you're taking it way too seriously.
Okay, I used
Way
to
too
work
seriously.
at Express. I worked at Express in the mall. I worked in Express for Men, that little section where like they just didn't know that like Twinks existed and they didn't know how to market it, so they called it Express for Men.
okay.
And we had a rule was like if they get within 2 feet, if the person has something, they stole something. They get within 2 feet of the door, don't even worry about it anymore. And then we would have a security guard out in the lobby area, like in the Walking Mall in Castleton. And I would see every once in a while a security guard try to tackle somebody for some fucking skinny jeans.
Yeah, just
And it's like, you're going to put hands on somebody? Fuck the
you know,
security
I can't even
guards.
remember what they look. Did you
Fuck the
like?
security guards.
I can recall the uniforms that they wore at Circle Center downtown, and I would just crack the fuck up every time. They got like the
Is
state
it like a
trooper
navy
ass
blue?
hats,
Yeah.
with the patent leather shoes. I'm like, I'm dead ass serious. I'm like, who
Running around in the mall
fuck
in
do you think you
patent leather
are?
Well,
You
they were
are
running
mall
around
security.
for a while, and then it was on the Segways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
That's
Segways.
why they got a whole movie made about their asses. All right, enough
All
about
right.
security.
Fuck the security guards.
But in the movie, when Ice Cold is laid out on the ground and has a gun held to him by security guards,
Yeah.
we do have the situation where he, and this is all way ahead of its time, but it's definitely after Rodney King. And so there's people filming with like
Yep.
Super 8 cameras and
Yeah,
shit.
had a crew with him.
But then he's also got someone who's like a courtroom stenographer type, but drawing the
Right,
shit
right,
happening
right.
in real life.
Right.
And I love that. There's like, there's in the This Is America song, This Is America.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part where he says, this is a camera, this is a tool, this is a weapon, like back and forth a couple of times. And in the music video, it's way more obvious, but it's a whole bunch of people just holding up their cameras that
Yeah.
are now on our phones. That's the only thing
Yeah.
that has changed
Right.
in the killing of black people by
Right.
police. It also reminded me of the Straight Outta Compton movie where they, it's supposed to be a biopic, so they did get thrown on the ground in front of their fucking recording studio, right? Like they got hassled by the cops in front of the recording studio.
Mm-hmm.
The shit, like it's that same ass shit all the time.
Yeah.
And the cameras are the biggest
Yeah.
difference. So
Yeah.
let's get some stenographers. I mean, let's no caricature artists. I don't need any like extra large heads on these, but
And what was Ice Cold's registration for his car that ultimately had the security guards leave him alone?
No,
I don't know.
Nina brings it over. It's a picture of him buying the car from a white man.
Oh,
right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It sure enough was.
Security guard's like, oh, well, that's him buying the
Yeah.
car.
So,
And they let him go after that. We've got some of the violence being talked about and how at one point N.W.H was bringing plastic guns on stage, and then they were playing a show in Cincinnati where they broke out those plastic guns and everybody in the audience pointed real guns back at them. And so, I mean, I guess if we're going to talk about Cincinnati and we have various CDs up here, the album Black Star by Talib Kweli and Mos Def has 6 tracks produced by DJ High Tech from
okay.
Cincinnati.
That's Cincinnati. So it's not just their weird spaghetti chili.
That shit is gross.
Like, why do you have to make it look like that? Like, you don't
it's
have to
too
have that
fucking
kind of chili.
Sweet, like it's so sweet.
Literal chocolate, literally chocolate added to it.
Nasty.
It's a
Just
a weird
nasty,
recipe.
and y'all can keep that shit over there in Ohio.
The next song we're getting to also has a picture attached with it, but this is A Gangster's Life Ain't Fun. And so Wikipedia said is based on the Ice-T song New Jack Hustler, which I did watch that video, and there are some similarities. But there's also a music video, which we don't have the pictures for this, but for Eric B. and Rakim did a song Follow the Leader, where they're dressed in like these 1920s, 1930s gangster outfits. And I feel like A Gangster's Life Ain't Fun very much is parodying those outfits, but also just the delivery that Ice Cold has in this song is, I mean, I think
More
some pretty
aligned with
strong,
that, yeah.
and some pretty strong vocal delivery. Because if you're going to be sounding at all like, you know, the God
Fucking
Rakim,
yeah.
it's saying something. But
And when did New Jack City come out? Reference to this.
91.
Yep.
So it's all pre. All right.
And I mean, yeah, that was the same year as that Ice-T song, which would make sense.
Yep.
And yeah, moving on from that, we have the Rappers Against Violence conference where we have N.W.H and the Jam Boys speaking in front of a group full of children in a school.
I thought it was great. You know, it's precursor. I thought it was weird that there were books about donkeys in the room. You know, real heads know. They weren't reading them to the kids. They had time for the kids.
And then, this is the scene that just said, just like some motherfuckers just cannot, be cool. No matter you here in front of all these kids and you still got to be dumbasses about the situation.
They're talking about how many people they've killed and all kinds
He
of
got
stuff.
shot 22 times.
Right.
He ain't got no blood.
Right. Right.
Tasty Taste used to be 6'4" before he got shot with a bazooka.
That was pretty. That's a very good joke. That's a very, very good joke.
Yeah, and then they pull their guns out and start shooting like at each other in front of the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the second movie in a row, we've got a school shooting.
Ooh.
Not the theme of this year.
But now we meet groupie Cheryl C, and she starts dating Tasty, and this character was played by Rose Jackson, who was also in the movie Dead Presidents. And then we also meet Marty Rainbow, who is manager number 6, and he starts to get the group a little separated, as does Cheryl, by this Marty Rainbow gets Ice Cold a movie role, and Tasty Taste and Tone Deaf do not also get movie roles. But then we meet Jike Spingleton, which is a portmanteau on Spike Lee and John Singleton.
Yeah.
And he's the director of New Mac Village. And this has Ice Cold in it and some quite hilarious scenes that we see the B-roll of.
New Mac Village. Just silly.
It's just they're
He's jumping off of an overpass. He's questioning a baby. He's telling the baby that you can still do better in life. You're even a white baby.
Yeah.
you don't have to be out here like this.
Yeah. Just clowning. Just fucking clowning.
And like the shots are all like they start at some point looking really, really good and artistic, and then it's like, oh no, this is trash.
Yeah,
This is trash.
Yeah.
And Cheryl C is starting to come between the group, and eventually we get a situation where Tasty Taste comes into a hotel room, and Ice Cold and Cheryl C were caught in bed together, and then there's a Mexican standoff. I think we can still say that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I do want to
That's what
say
it's
that,
called.
Shout out.
there's not many poppycocks that I could actually think of that aren't just within the humor of the movie. But
Right.
one poppycock I noticed when Ice Cold and Tasty Taste are taking all their guns out before they're going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
The first gun that Ice Cold pulls out, the slide's already back.
It's already back, so it's empty.
It
ain't got shit in it.
and he kind of looks at it like, oh man, this prop's fucked up, but then he kind of just still tosses it on the ground. But and that could also have been intentional for a funny way,
Yeah.
but just
You got me. I
Well,
don't
the
know shit about
poppycock
it.
I was gonna call is her coming up underneath that sheet like she didn't know Tasty Taste was in the room. Like you heard this man talking.
Yep.
Whoa! You should have just kept your ass under the sheet. She wanted to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the group splits up and we have their respective solo careers. And Ice Cold does Come Pet the Pussy.
Yeah, come pet the pussy.
We'll be hearing in a little while.
Yeah.
And we do have the real life situation of CNC Music Factory not giving proper credit to, what is it, Martha Walsh?
I believe it is
For
Martha.
a song that just in this Tiffany character in the movie, basically a woman who speaks very broken English is the one who's come and pet the pussy. Hey, hey, hey. And it wasn't her singing, but that's, you know, just
I
another
liked, your
commentary.
I liked your rendition, though. I wanted you to give it a little more. Yeah,
Well, when we
I
get
like
back to it, we can maybe do some melody, but
So
the-
so are you saying that was a legit that like the lady that did it for the movie didn't get her credit?
No, the lady who did it for the movie, Tiffany,
Yeah.
was being spoofed because
Spoofed,
the
yeah,
person who
because-
actually
yeah.
sung it was not who was presented in the music video, just
Right.
like when CNC Music Factory basically had a
They
hook
fucked
to a
over
song
Martha.
that- yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. That's the
Good.
group that
Yeah.
did Everybody Dance Now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody dance now.
Yeah, she was on Arsenio.
Jock
He had her
Jam.
on.
Yeah.
He had her on. And he had her hit it, and yeah, undeniably her. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because there is that truth, and that's marketing. You know.
It sucks, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's fucked
Like,
up.
you know, outside of Biggie Smalls and a couple other like rap artists, look, you couldn't be a big motherfucker and have a music career.
Or you have to be
had
the Fat Boys.
Yeah, you had
It's
yeah.
your
You know what
whole
I mean?
thing,
Like it has
yeah,
to. You have to
right.
like lean
Or Heavy
or
D,
Biggie
you
or
know
Heavy
what I mean?
D.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They
Heavy D
all
was
had-
very nice. I
But
got
they
to
all
do
had
Heavy
big
D.
names.
Yeah.
Heavy D,
Yeah.
the Fat Boys, Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean? Like you know. So
And then
But-
what is the singer, the thick chick that was with?
I don't know. All I know is even Blues Traveler, like John Popper's not in that first video. It's some other guy, like
Oh yeah,
that's,
there is some other guy
yeah,
instead of John
like,
Popper.
So
And that's
yeah.
honestly a band that I also feel bad about because when he lost a whole lot of weight, I heard from some people that the show wasn't quite as boisterous as it was beforehand.
you know.
Oh,
They can
that's
also be a
wild.
band not being as like in the moment as they may have been in the mid
Yeah.
to late 90s. But
Yeah.
it's,
when they was
it's
in their
like
primes.
a lot of bands that get sober later in life, and then does the music hit
Yeah,
the
no,
same
it
way?
doesn't, and you know it doesn't.
Dude,
Yeah.
I watched that. Not to get us too far off topic, I'm actually going to bring us back around right after I say this. But I watched a Miles Davis biopic recently. Weird shit. And there were a lot of people that literally would say to him anytime he was sober that I liked it more when you were on the shit. It's a wild ride to be on. Yeah.
The horse? Just here to talk to a man about a horse. But we have the other solo careers. We've played the PM Dong song Esque that was being spoofed.
Yes.
That's tone deaf with the new human formatics.
Yeah.
Doing I'm Just a Human Being. Certainly a lot of comedy in that. And then Tasty Taste in a page out of LL Cool J's book.
Yeah.
Instead of Mama Said Knock You Out, we have Granny Said Kick Yo Ass.
Great song.
Just silliness.
It's really fun.
Yes.
And it's so on the nose.
And it's definitely the music video takes place in a boxing ring, and you have this like cut shirtless man swinging a sledgehammer into a giant ice block. And so it's not really subtle in that Tasty Taste still has some anger towards Ice Cold sleeping with Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, 6 months after, so Tone Deaf had then gotten shot when he was in New York City and he was trying to hail a cab, and he said he wasn't black, he was only human. And then a whole lot of people beat him up where Kurt Loder said something about apparently in New York City being human isn't enough.
because he wasn't in L.A. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
But that kind of brought the group back together a little bit where they at least were in the same room and talking again. And then we get to this kind of like final concert where all these solo members of N.W.H are only given like 4 minutes or 2 songs or something like that. But then the initial manager who had shot one of N.W.H's earlier managers, is now out of prison from that, talks to N.W.H, gets them to get back together, talks of a $400,000 recording contract. Got
They're
that.
very quick to
Yeah.
like be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that Jacques Cousteau deep money.
Yeah.
But that kind of leads into the last song, which we also opened up with, which is Wear Your Hat, Buried and Bald, which Public Enemy would certainly be who was kind of being spoofed here. And then, you know, there's just all these great after the credits scenes where this movie packs so much into the short runtime because for the entire like 5-7 minutes of credits, there's like almost outtakes like a mockumentary would have. And it goes deeper into some of the scenes. Tone Deaf is showing off his shoe collection. He talks about one of the shoes being his angry pair of shoes because it was 2 sizes too small. So then when he's got to walk a couple blocks, he's real
Don't
fucking
show me
angry
his
about
feet,
it.
Right.
and they didn't show his feet.
They didn't. They
didn't
did
show his
not.
feet.
They did not.
So they sold the bit.
yeah.
And this was after
Yeah.
Die Hard, so they knew that they
Yeah,
couldn't
they
make that
can't
same
show
mistake.
the fucking feet. Yeah.
But yeah, we got them back together. We also have what we learned in one of the final scenes is that Ice Cold and Nina Blackburn have gotten
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
And Nina has gotten her groove back, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what it was given to me. Where
I mean,
she's got
Can't
like,
be mad at Ice Cold for that one.
and I feel like it
Can't.
doesn't honestly seem like they're bad for each other. It seems like they would be really good for each other.
I don't
She's
know.
writing books, or he's writing books and making music, and she's making documentaries and stuff in their trap. It
Yeah.
seems like they'd be.
He's
I mean,
also sleeping with
he's
his
defi-
bandmate's chick.
Oh,
and
th-
stuff,
I didn't
like,
say
you
they
know,
got
just
married
to prove
or
that she a
anything.
hoe. Like I
But
tried to tell you,
they're-
she was a hoe. But yeah,
they
don't
be
make
good
it bad.
together.
But this then brings up
poly
the question,
relationship, nice opened up thing. Yeah.
what's the difference between a bitch and a hoe?
Oh yeah, they the same thing except bitch doesn't charge you. No, a hoe
Wow.
doesn't charge.
Wait,
I
what?
believe how it was described in the closing credits was a hoe will fuck anybody, a bitch will fuck anybody but you.
But you, there it is. Yes.
Wow.
That was it.
So that's pretty-
exactly what it was.
That's
Yes.
pretty clever for the
Yes.
misogyny crowd getting just lacerated like that. It's one of the honestly last lines of the movie. It's
Yeah.
pretty fucking
Yeah, that's
great.
pretty
It's
much
fucking
it, man. I mean,
hilarious,
that's their
yeah.
whole fucking
It's
thing.
fucking hilarious.
That's Fear of a Black Hat,
That
baby.
is Fear of a Black Hat. And,
Yeah.
so you know what that means is we've reached that time of the episode.
Ooh. Is it? Ooh. Ha ha.
Yes. So, it's time to round this bad boy up, and so you know, at the end of every episode, we take the time to rate these movies using the Poppycock meter, and the Poppycock meter is you know what we use to rate the films. It goes from 1 to 5, 1 being the least amount of poppycock in a movie, and 5 being the most amount of poppycock in a movie. Doesn't necessarily make it a bad movie; just means it's full of poppycock. And Casey, do you want to start this one off?
I'm
As
gonna kick this off. Yeah,
Go ahead. You
yeah.
kick it off
I'ma
as the
kick it
person that
off.
brought this one to us.
And here's what I'm gonna start doing on these roundups too. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
roundup is a quick thing. You know,
Yeah.
we already talked about the whole film. Y'all know how I feel about this thing. If I'm gonna be honest, I want to give it a 7. That's how many cops they got on it.
I mean,
Dead cops piled in a pyramid.
yeah.
We don't do it like that. You know, our numbers are completely different. But I'm gonna say they were always willing to compromise one thing to get another thing across. And I feel like that's kind of what the entire art industry demands. I feel like this film perfectly lays that out. I think that the songs are fun.
Yeah.
They're catchy.
Yeah.
They don't overdo anything, but they hit all of the people that you're like. It's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's so of its time, but also y'all hadn't even seen it, and you were
Didn't
like,
even know it
Hadn't
existed.
heard
Didn't even know it
Hadn't
existed.
even heard of it.
I'm going to give this on our Poppycock meter. I'm giving this a 1.
All
This
right.
is a top tier film. When we talk about, especially mockumentaries, one of my favorite styles. It's that
Yeah.
real shit.
Yeah. So
And I know I can show it to people and they won't fucking hate it.
No, like no, this one was fantastic.
You're not gonna hate it.
Yeah, this one was fantastic.
Don't show it to your kids.
This is a movie. Had it been in the zeitgeist for my family, I would have seen this one as a kid. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I did end up watching this with my auntie at some point. And
I
shout
seen I'm
out,
Gonna Get You Sucker and so many other Wayans parody like as a kid. So yeah.
I'm gonna give a big shout out to my hilarious comedian friend who also got me into podcasting, Dyke Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful man, wonderful dude. He and I vibe on this. Like once we both knew that we knew this film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very early on in our
And
friendship, we were like,
I can see how that. Yeah, I can see how that happens. I can see how that happens. Yeah, no, a fantastic movie. Like I brought up the Wayans. This is Wayans level. You know what I mean? Parody.
Real
Like
spoof
this is
stuff.
this is good stuff. Rusty definitely did his thing on this. It's a job well done. I think it was well acted for what the characters are supposed to be and whatnot. I think everyone delivered. So I won't even carry on too much longer. For me, I wanted to give it a 1. I did. And I'll stick with it. There's
Hey,
really
there
no
you already did it.
poppycock in it, and like it's so well done. It's got high marks on all of the critic sites and stuff like that. It's like an average of a 7.2, like across the different
7.
like fan sites and stuff. So
Which for a comedy
Yeah.
is very high.
very high,
exactly.
very high.
It's. I'm so glad we got to cover this.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get to your round
And
of
then,
two.
and then
because
you got people that just can't give movies like a perfect rating and stuff
'Cause they don't get it at
just-
all.
They
You either get this or you
not
don't.
even that. It's like some people like there's no such thing as a perfect thing, so I can't get like so. But for me, like this is a perfect comedy for what it's about and what Rusty was going for. I think he absolutely hit the mark with it.
Well, hell yeah. And now, and I'm going to stick with what I had in my mind before I'm about to say what I'm about to say. But now I feel like my rating may be whatever, not too high. But regardless, so the one personal story that I wanted to bring up really quick, just because this was funny and was I initially thought of when seeing the movie for the first time. And so we did mention the band Disco earlier and Andrew Pickle. I also got a shout out to Kevy Silverado, and then Jake, and I don't remember the drummer's name because there's been multiple
So
drummers,
many
but
of
he's been killing
So
it.
many of 'em.
But if we're talking about drummers, it's always going to be Danimal for me. But there was a time when I was living in Broad Ripple, and Disco was opening for the band Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. And if you can't hear it, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 G's in that Pigeons Playing Ping Pong band name. And so because the Vogue's marquee did not have more than 6 uppercase G's to use, for the band Disco, they have it spelled D-I-Z 9-O instead of Disco, because all the G's were gone. So that's just
man.
the spot where they put with special guest instead of just saying N.W.H, which was only 3 letters.
3 letters.
Just
Did
absolutely.
they run out of periods?
Yeah, absolutely brought back there.
Yeah.
And
Also, Vogue, you're the Vogue. You got G in the name. You got to have a bunch of G's in the bank.
And maybe
Yeah.
on the
G's on
other
tap.
side there was something, like Gallagher was the week after or something. I don't know. That was the first G that I came to, or maybe I just had some smashed watermelon for lunch.
Oh man, I want a smoothie. All right. Yeah.
But I've mentioned how well the satire is done in this movie, and it's quite good. And if anything, the reason that I'm rating it a 2 on the Poppycock scale is because mockumentary is not the form that I typically am drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was done in a way that was so goddamn enjoyable. And then it's also like we rate comedies on a different scale. And that's where I maybe wanted to bring it down from a 2. But 2 was the number that I had in my mind before we talked. And so I can't just augment that because y'all have brought up good points. But that's still a pretty darn
Straight
darn
up.
good
dude.
story.
Yeah,
I
and
came
that
here.
gives-
I came here calling it a 2,
Yeah.
and then having enjoyed it with both of you.
And,
it bumped it
and
to
I
a
think
1.
I swear on everything, it was the same for me. But as we discussed it and got into it, like it just like they just knocked it out the park. So I brought it down. It's perfect satire to me. It's perfect parody.
Thanks for watching this with
Yeah,
me, dudes.
So yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
And
for
that
bringing
gives
it into our
that
world.
gives it a 1.3 on the Poppycock meter. So a 1.3 for Fear of a Black Hat, which is a very high rating. It means it got a lot of praise. So yeah, job well done, Rusty. If you ever hear this, we fuck with it, man. We fuck with it. Yeah.
Can't wait to
So-
work with you.
Yeah. So
Maybe you do one of these. You do a new mockumentary, maybe about podcasters or something.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah,
Just don't cast me as Vanilla Sherbert,
Yeah.
please.
So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
you'll have to come back next week, to check out the last installment of our coverage of Black Filmmakers for Black History Month.
It's gonna be a banger, y'all.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
a
real
banger.
fun.
It's gonna be
Can't
it's
wait.
gonna be a real banger. Yeah, it's gonna be a real banger.
This has been your hosts. We
Yes,
had a weird
yeah.
sound in the background, but
don't
that just
know
means
what
that
that
the
was.
episode is
It's
over.
Yeah, that's exactly
Apparently.
what that
I guess we
means
gotta get
right
out of here.
So we've been your hosts.
Jeez.
Like we always want to tell you to check us out on social medias at Real Poppycock. We're gonna get up out of here. My name is Ed.
This was Trevor, although my drag rap name was Lil Fruit Cup.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is Little Fruit Cup.
We had the Lils in there earlier, and that was a Tu Wong Fu memory.
Okay.
We did our drag names, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Well, and Bush is a dickhead.
Thank you.
This is Casey.
Yes, and we're gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Political